Hi friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I have another book haul from Better World Books. So let's get to it. These are all books mostly for my classroom. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books here. And again, I spent less than $30. So I bought some middle grade books for my classroom and some YA books for my classroom. And I bought one book for me because I couldn't resist. So the first book that I made sure to purchase was Aminos Voice by Hannah Khan. And this book is the first book in what is currently a duology, and it takes place in Wisconsin. So being a teacher in Wisconsin, having books that take place, quality books that take place in Wisconsin, is a really big deal to me. So this is about this says, Amina has never been comfortable in the spotlight. She is happy just hanging out with her best friend, Sujin. Except now that she's in middle school, everything feels different. Sujin is suddenly hanging out with Emily, one of the cool girls in the class, and even talking about changing her name to something more American. Does Amina need to start changing too, or helping or hiding who she is to fit in? While Amina grapples with these questions, her local mosque is vandalized and she is devastated. In Aminos Voice, readers will witness the power of a young girl using her voice to bring people together. I read this book from NetGalley as an e-arc, and it is just really beautiful. The second book came out in March, and I liked that one just as much. So I wanted to get this book in my classroom. So when I saw it available, I picked it up. Next books I can't find anywhere. So I was very excited to pick these up. This is a series of books called The Bolds, and this is the first one. This is about a family of hyenas that are living in London, and nobody knows that they are actually hyenas. They are hiding themselves and pretending to be humans in order to hide their true identity. They have to make sure that they don't laugh too much. And some of their neighbors start to realize that maybe there's something wrong with the Bolds. It is so funny. There's these really great illustrations throughout, and my kids have been just passing this first book along. My library has the first book and the second book, The Bolds to the Rescue, and they don't have the third book, which is The Bolds on Vacation, and they were quite affordable to get through Better World Books. So I thought, I'm going to pick these up and have them in my classroom so that I can return the book to the library. I've had it for a really long time. So I'm really excited that I have these books to put into my classroom because my students really have been enjoying them. And then another book that I got for my classroom is Loot by Jude Watson. And this is the first book in a series. And it follows March. And March is the son of a great con artist. And when his father, Alfie, dies, he is left to figure out how to find the jewels. That was his father's last words to him: find jewels. And what he finds out is that Jules is not actually a jewel. Jules is actually his twin sister that he didn't know about. And so his sister and March go through to try and figure out what happened to their dad, and to also find a way to survive now that their father has died. There's a little bit of fantasy involved, a little bit of magic involved, and It's just a really great book about found family. Strangely, I have the second book in my classroom library. I don't have the first, and I read the first in March, and I really liked it, and I couldn't believe I didn't have the first book. So, seeing that it was quite affordable on Better World Books, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. So that is Loot by Jude Watson. The next book is one that is highly recommended by my 8th graders this year. They have their own copy. They have been checking it out from the library. This is The Cellar by Natasha Preston. And this is a book that definitely I will need to watch whose hands I put it into. However, this is a very engaging book about a girl who is kidnapped and is trapped in a cellar with 4 other girls, three other girls, and they all have different flower names given to them by their kidnapper, and they're just trying to survive. I'm going to need to read this and see whose hands I can get it into. However, because it has been so highly recommended by my 8th grade students, I decided having my own copy and reading it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So that is The Cellar by Natasha Preston. And then the last book for my classroom is This Side of Paradise, The Price of Perfection Has Skyrocketed by Stephen L. Lane. And this book I actually own it on my Kindle, but it just was a book that I've been thinking about since I read it as a book that I want to have in my classroom. It is kind of a YA Stepford Wives. Our main character is Jack, and his father works for this company called the Eden Corporation, and he gets to live in this wonderful community because his father works for this Eden Corporation. But what he doesn't realize is that living in this corporation comes with a price that he may or may not be willing to pay. It's got this like creepy vibe going through the entire book that I remember, and I just can see some of my students really grabbing on to this book and really liking it. So when I saw it used, I thought it was definitely something that I would like to have a physical copy of in my classroom. So I picked it up. And so then because I had this nice stack of books, I thought, you know what? I want to buy something for me as well. And if there's a book that the price is right, I might as well pick it up. And I found The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren. And I loved The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. The characters were really engaging, and the plot line was very funny, if not way out there. And I've heard mixed reviews about this, but the idea that we have a couple that work together on a reality TV show, a fix-it-up TV show, going through some strife, and their assistants having to navigate those problems, just really seemed like a book that I wanted to read. Want to read more from Christina Lauren. They are a great team. So I thought that The Honey Don't List would make a good addition to my home library. So I don't know that I want to try. To hold all of these books at once. But here it is, my Better World Books haul. And the best part is, of course, because I have bought these books, more books are going to be into the hands of people that need them. And that's just great. Have you read any of these books? I would love to hear what you think, especially about The Cellar and The Honey Don't List. Those are the two that I have absolutely no experience with. So I would really like to know your thoughts there. I have absolutely no personal experience with. So I would absolutely love to know your thoughts on especially those two books, but on all of these books. I hope that you have a wonderful day and happy reading. Bye.